Now, a really important like part of the story. So as I'm walking out of the door, he's coming up the stairs, right? We walk in the house. I look on the clock, and guess what the clock say? The clock say 11:11. All right, you guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Tamaria Lakayye, and I go by Tamaria Lakayye on all my social media platforms. So feel free to go ahead and follow me on anyone. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about the time that I thought I found, or like maybe like stumbled across, you know, the one. So no judgment. Go ahead and take my little shot, and we're gonna get into this story time. This story time is gonna be a story time about me being delusional and thinking I met the one. The one, okay? No judgment. Told y'all. Only got one shot at one shot to the one. To the one. And this be filled up to the rim. Good. That be, I could have left a little bit of space, but then it would have just been like a little drip in the bottle, and I was just like, it's Friday. It's Friday. I wish I had some salt or some lime. Well, I do have some lemons. I should have had me a little. Where do we start? Where do we start? Okay, so when I first got to Texas or whatever, after leaving my ex, I was like, I'm gonna download Tinder and I'm gonna be out here finessing niggas, and I'm gonna use it for what it's for. And so I got on there and I started, swiping, and I was like, oh my God, where did these people come from? Like, where did they come from? So I'm just swiping, not really giving out no hearts, you know what I'm saying? And this is for like probably like weeks, you know what I'm saying? Multiple days before I start coming across people on their platform that I was like, okay. When I first got here, it was January, and this actual hookup on Tinder didn't happen until, I want to say it was like October. So I got here in January, and I was pretty much celibate from January to July 4th, right? July 4th is a whole entire different story time. By the time the 4th of July hit, I was like 9 months into a, what's the right term? Celibacy or abstinence, when you are refraining from having sex with somebody else. Like, you'll still pleasure yourself, but you're just not fucking with nobody else. That I was 9 months in. 9 months, and it was like the first time I went outside on the 4th of July. The first time I went outside since like really like moving here or whatever. Girl, I went stupid dumb wild with this man, and yeah. Wow. I feel like that's rude for me to have that flashback when I'm telling y'all. I feel like that's, but I'm telling y'all about me supposedly thinking I found the one. That is so rude. I need to grow up. I need to grow up. Oh my God. I need to grow up. Okay, so yeah, on Tinder or whatever, you know, after January. But I had been on there since January, but I just hadn't fucked with nobody. So one night in the month of October, I was just scrolling through Tinder. So I'm scrolling through whatever, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I really just want to, you know, feel grown right now. I want to feel real grown right now. So I'm swiping through Tinder, texting people, talking to people, whatever, trying to figure out like had never like officially like used it for what it's for, hadn't had any links, but I was like, tonight could be the night. And then it ended up being the night that I finally and officially used the app for what it was for, right? It was my first time using it for what it was for. And just to clear the air, I haven't finessed anybody on there, which is kind of sad to say, but haven't finessed anybody on there. But back to the story. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I'm finna finally use the app, right? I'm finna finally use the app, right? So I go ahead and I use it. I'm talking to people, and you know, things are, you know, pretty interesting, right? Pretty interesting. And I was just getting vibes from people, and I was just like, nope, 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 nope. And then I started talking to him, and it was just like real casual. Really casual. He was telling me something about like what he was watching on TV, and he was asking me like some things about my profile, cause in some of the pictures that I had posted, like my eyes was real red. they was real red or pink or whatever. So he was asking me, you know, like, do I smoke or whatever? And I'm like, no, I really prefer edibles. Not really a smoker like that, but I do love and enjoy a good little gummy, piece of chocolate or something like that. That I enjoy. But smoking, but I will smoke socially. Don't let us go out. Don't let us go out and somebody passing it around. Cause I'ma hit that shit. So me and him, we going back and forth. We having a little conversation or whatever. And then I was like, I'm gonna go to bed. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get ready to go to sleep. And he's like, what did he say? Something about like coming through. And I was like, should I was like, should I let this man come through? I just started talking to him on his fucking app. Like, I just started talking to him on his fucking app tonight. And I'm about to let him slide through. Really? Same night. I was like, this is what the app this is what the fuck the app was made for, so let me try it out. So I said, okay. Okay, right? So it's locked in. It's locked in. I sent him my address. This person that I met on an app, I sent him my address and told him to come through. I don't know. It was just like the conversation that I was having with him versus the conversations that I was having with other people. Like, it just felt different. This is my first, I mean, I be saying like, oh, it's my first Tinder hookup. Like, I ain't never had sex before. But I mean, it was my first online link, right? My first one. So he was like, I'm on my way. I'm gonna come in like 30-40 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I I can't even be serious right now. I can't be serious right now. I just ended up like, I had already showered. I believe I had already showered. So I just put on like a little cute little matching set. You know, it was my choice. Savage X Fenty. Had the girl thinking she was a. And then too, like, I didn't even do like, I didn't have no makeup on, none of that, right? I just had my hair short like this, right? It was short still. And I had it in like my little wrap or whatever. So yeah, I was looking cute, but I wasn't looking like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it wasn't giving first impression. I don't know. It just, I feel like it wasn't getting, because he, on the other hand, showed up. He, on the other hand, showed up dressed to impress, right? And I was just like, as soon as we locked eyes, I was like, okay, God. Okay. I was like, this is what these bitches been out here doing for the last 10 years. I said, okay, God. That's what they've been out here doing. This is Tinder. God, this is Tinder. Stop playing. Like, that's how I was thinking in my head. Like, stop playing. This is Tinder. Like, this is what y'all been out here with this whole time. What the complaint is for? What? For who? This is so. That was like, as soon as we, you know, for me, I can only speak for myself. But when I first seen him, I was like, it was just giving yes, right? Yes. Like, yes, and yes. And like, thank you, God, because it was just giving yes, right? As soon as I seen him, right? You know what I'm saying? There wasn't any, you know what I'm saying? There, you know, the judgment was like, yes. I remember he came in, and when I tell you he came dressed to impress, right? He had on like a, I'm getting mad talking about it because I want to see him. Looked like he just like popped the tag on the entire outfit. I'm talking about the socks, the shoes, shorts, the tank top, the undershirt, the boxers, just brand new, everything. Haircut, nice. Jewelry, minimum, but nice. And I was just like, okay. Like, I wasn't expecting for this type of energy to walk through the door. I wasn't expecting. I was not expecting that type of energy to walk through my door on my first night, on my first try. Wasn't not okay, not ready at all. So we chilling in the kitchen, we talking for a little bit. Like, what was he talking about? He walked in, he was like, okay. Like, I was like, yes, already, right? When I first seen him, but you know, I wasn't giving like no indication of a yes. I was just like, you know, nice. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? I'm Tamaria, and I'm gonna take care and satisfy all your needs tonight. So he comes in and he makes a statement about like something about him not eating for the day or something like that. I didn't think I was gonna like offer him something that I had already cooked, right? So I was like thinking of something quick, like let me just give him a banana, right? You know what I'm saying? A little piece of fruit, you know what I'm saying? To hold you over. I asked him if he wanted some peanut butter too, right? You want a banana, some peanut butter? He was like, nah, I'll just take a banana. So I gave him a banana, girl, and I tell you, when I tell you, like, I don't know why it was sexy to me, but like the way he ate the banana, like it was like some of the most I don't know, it was just like sexy to me. That's what I'm gonna say. It was sexy to me. I'm not even gonna try to like make anything else. Like, it was sexy to me, like the way he ate the banana. Like, it was very like heterosexual, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he pretty much stood like where the bar was, and he was looking around. He's like, okay, this is nice. I was like, thank you. And we stood there and we talked for a second, and then into the room. Had my little LED lights on. So he sit on one side of the bed, I sit on the other side of the bed. We end up talking for a little bit, and then before you know it, boom, right? And this is a part that I need to inform y'all on too. So before he actually came, and we, you know, got into all of that, right? Before he actually came and got into all of that, he had asked me if I had wanted something from the store, right? He asked me, did I want something from the store? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, can you bring me some orange juice? Because it was like, you know, that's when like COVID was going on, and it was just like, I just needed something to drink, like with some extra vitamins in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was just like, yeah, bring me some orange juice. I just need, you know what I'm saying, something to drink. And so when he came, he had brought me the orange juice or whatever. Like, I thought he was just gonna bring me like, you know, like a, you know, just a single little bottle of orange juice, whatever, just, you know, one. He brought me three of them. 3 orange juices. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. Like, I was thinking like, oh, it's generous, it's considerate, it's kind, it's thoughtful that he asked me if I needed or wanted something from the store. So I get my 3 bottles of orange juice, and he gets me. He gets, you know, he gets me for the 3 bottles of orange juice. So like, seriously, I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, he's kind, he's generous, he's thoughtful. Like, oh my God, you know, because he, at first, like when he asked me, I was like thinking like, okay, maybe he's thinking, does he need to go to the store and get some condoms or whatever? So that's what I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah, I just need something to drink. So he brought the orange juice or whatever. You know, that was the first night. So I was like, okay, so this is what the girls have been doing. Wow, I've been locked away. This is what the girls have been doing. This is what they've been doing. I was like, wow, this is nice. I like this. This is what the girls have been doing. But then I was like, why is everybody complaining though? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Why is everyone complaining? Why is everyone complaining? Like, but you know, it was new to me, so. New, short-lived. So I was like, dang, the girls have been getting this delivered to their front doors. The girls have been getting this delivered to their front door like it's a motherfucking a meal or something from DoorDash or a package from Amazon. The girls have been getting this delivered to their door all this time. The girls been getting this. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So something else that was like interesting in the connection for me was like how he was talking about I look like Eve, but I look, you know, better than her. And he was like, the short hair or whatever. And I'm just like, people used to say that. People used to say that back in the day, like when I was in, you know, high school or whatever, that I looked like her. And I hadn't heard nobody say that in a while, right? And then on top of, okay, so on top of me looking like my celebrity, he was looking like a celebrity too, right? Like I was like, you look like, he's like, yeah, I do, I look like him, right? Like he had got that all the time when he was, I guess, younger, right? So here we are like reminiscing, and I start thinking like, two celebs in the house. So we go back to the room or whatever, and we start talking a little bit more. Before you know it, his hands in my hand, my hands in his, and we end up like locking lips, and then bam, he's like, all right, go. Like, you do, got it. You do, right? Like, thanks. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not sure how long I waited before I hit him back up again. But it wasn't too long before it was round two. So for round two, I said, okay, I'm about to get cute. I'm about to get cute for round two. Why did I do that? I should have just kept it natural. I shouldn't, getting cute and then just sending him like some pictures or something. Yeah, but like getting cute for the, no. So okay, did my makeup, bam. I was like, yes, beats, looking good, right? Put on a little wig. Wig wasn't lacing how it needed to lace. So I put on a bandana, right? Bam, right? Now we good. Now we a little spicy little redhead, right? And so when he came to the door, here's the thing. This was my first time trying Casamigos, right? So I caught myself taking a few shots before he got here to kind of, you know, just be on a little bit of a pregame. He pulls up or whatever, and he's like, he's outside. And so I'm waiting on him to come inside. And I'm waiting, and I was just like, let me just, you know, walk outside and see if maybe he got lost or something. Maybe he needed directions back to the house. So as I'm walking out of the door, he's coming up the stairs, right? We walk in the house. I look on the clock, and guess what the clock say? The clock say 11:11. 11:11, and that's when I first started seeing like angel numbers, like, or seeing them frequently. You know what I'm saying? Like when he came through second time he came through, he just had on a little white t-shirt and he had on the gray sweats. And you know, this time I had beat my face, and I was like, oh, I don't want to get your t-shirt dirty. He was like, it's okay. So we all up on the counter, and see, that's the thing. It was just like really comfortable. It was like too comfortable for me to just like have met you. Like we was too comfortable. There was a lot of chemistry like off the rip, right? So I'm like, okay, Tinder, you know what I'm saying? Okay. A lot of chemistry off the rip, right? It was giving like magnetic pull, right? Like it was just like you know what I'm saying? It was easy for us to, it was easy, right? We was just like, y'all get what I'm saying. we in the kitchen. I'm like, you want some of this Casamigos? Casamigos. And he was like, yeah, I ain't never had that before. Where you get it from, how much it costs. And so I told him or whatever. He was like, oh, okay. He said, you trying to get me drunk? I said, yeah. Yeah. So we had our little shots or whatever. We went to the laboratory. We went to the lab and we did some chemistry in the lab, right? And it was just like, for me, I'm not one to be a swallower. No, I'm not swallowing, but I will suck. Okay? I'm not gonna swallow, but I'll. Okay? So there's just something about this man, this person, this energy, this spirit, this God. It was just something different. I was giving him that gawk, 5,000, right? I was giving him that gawk, 5,000, right? So I don't swallow. I don't be swallowing. I don't do that. But it was just something about him where I was like, took the shot straight to the head. Took his kids straight to the head. That's probably why. Second time when he was coming over as well, he asked me if I wanted something from the store. He asked me if I wanted something from the store. And I said orange juice again. Because I had the bottle of Casamigos, right? And I was like, we need to mix that with something. Because the first time I just needed the orange juice for the vitamins. And the second time I needed the orange juice for the tequila, right? So he brought the orange juice. He brought a big bottle the second time, right? Just a big bottle of orange juice. And yeah. We had a time, right? We had a great time that night. And I can remember, you know, you know, that moment that we shared. I remember him like splashing me like with some water, like he had a bottle of water and he was just like smashed it. Like he was shaking and like he was like nervous or something. I was like, what the hell did I do? What happened? So he was like, you know what I'm saying? And like spurted the water all in my face. But like, here's the thing. Like I told you, I had dressed up. So I had my little wig on. The wig was off. You know what I'm saying? I had makeup, lashes. One of the lashes had fell off. You know, I don't know. Like he was just, I was like, was I, or what happened? Like, it was like he was scared, or I was looking like, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, and then that was pretty, wait, what? That was pretty much the end of the story. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, so last night I realized that I really didn't even get my point across in how I was thinking that this man was the one, right? Because I was a little bit too excited, I was a little bit too passionate, I was a little bit too lit last night, right? So I was like looking at the footage and I was like, girl, you didn't even tell them nothing about why you felt like this man was the one. I mean, I gave a few examples, the 11:11, the initial my initial reaction. You know, like sometimes when I meet people, I can just be like, nah, I'm gonna be nice, right? I'm gonna be nice, but I can already tell that, you know, there's nothing there. So my initial reaction to this man was like, I could see myself starting something with him, right? I could see myself wanting to do something like serious with him. Of course, you know, like taking it slow, but like initially it was just like right off the rip, right off the bat, that I was like, okay, there's tons of potential here, right? Just little things that I would pick up on that he would say, things that he noticed about me. I was just like, okay, this makes sense, right? It just, to me, it made sense. So the whole orange juice thing was me just really overthinking it. Like I said, it was my first time being on the app. What I'm gathering from further experience is that this app is really like a platform or tool, you know what I'm saying, for prostitution. I'm not saying that everybody on there is prostitute or that people on there is looking for prostitutes, but that's what it gives off, right? So when it clicked, when he was asking me if I wanted something from the store, it was like months later. I was like, oh my God, he was probably trying to buy my coochie, right? Meanwhile, I've built up all these good positive thoughts about this man in my head. So when that happened, it was like, I get it, because that's the cultural norm of society right now. That's the norm. However, I hadn't been a part of the norm because for the most part, I was in a committed relationship. Even if there was a little bit of cheating going on here and there, I wasn't like cheating and going and selling my coochie to nobody, you know what I'm saying? So this is a norm that I'm still, to this day, this happened like 2 years ago. Still to this day, I'm trying to adjust to that norm. That when a man likes me, it's because he wants to buy me, right? I'm still adjusting. I'm still adjusting to that, right? And I had mentioned it to him, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like he liked me, but then he would pull away and he would come back, and then he would pull away and then he would come back. And every time he would pull away, I would get irritated. So I would say little irritating stuff to him, right? So I had asked him like, okay, so if I didn't say I wanted orange juice that night, I had asked him, I was like, so what did you think when I said I wanted orange juice when you asked me if I wanted something from the store? And I was like, how much, you know what I'm saying? I was asking him like, how much would he have paid? Like, what's the maximum amount he would have paid if I said I wanted something other than orange juice? And I was saying it, like, not to be like, oh, you a trick, or you know what I'm saying, anything like that. I was just saying, like, I know that's the norm. Like, at least you came in wanting to do what the norm was. But me, on the other hand, I wasn't caught up to speed yet. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't caught up to speed yet. So I was just like wondering, okay, like, what's the most that he would have paid? You know what I'm saying? Cause I got 800, 1500, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the most, right? Like, what's the going rate is what I was trying to, I was trying to get some information out of him. Cause it's like, okay, so one minute you act like you like me, and then next minute it's like you don't. Well, I'm like trying to treat him like a friend. Be honest, open. Let me stop. But I was just trying to, get some information out of him for, future references, right? So, nothing. Like, every time that I would grab his attention, like I would say something annoying, right? Something annoying, like something I knew I shouldn't say. But here's the thing. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna say stuff that I'm probably not supposed to say. I'm gonna do stuff that I'm probably not supposed to do. And it's like, I know the rules, you know, like make them wait, make them pay. But here's the thing, like this whole terminology around why buying the cow when you can get the milk for free. Like, I feel like that's an old mindset. That's an old way of thinking, an old way of being, an old way of acting. Like, first of all, ain't nobody out here no cows, right? You know what I'm saying? And if I'm infinitely full of value, there's technically really no price that I could put on myself that is going to proposition me to be bought by another individual and them still respect me as the infinite value that I offer, right? So it's like, even if I had said something other than orange juice, like if I said I wanted a house, a car, some businesses, a monthly allowance, a credit card for allowance, the most luxurious clothing items and shoes, like even if I said I wanted all of that before I gave you my coochie, like that's still not equivalent to my value. It's like, you would never be able to pay me off or afford me fully because I'm an infinite value, right? The value doesn't go away because you do something for the person, right? So here I am, I'm like, oh wow, he probably thinks I'm so like slow for asking for orange juice and giving him some of this good quality, you know what I'm saying, just for orange juice. He probably thinks I am the most ridiculous person or woman in the whole wide world, and he probably thinks I'm judging him too. And so it was like, we couldn't, like, you know what I'm saying, it was like, you know how God or people say God will send you the right, or sometimes you'll get sent the right one at the wrong time. That's what it was. That's what it felt like to me. Because it's like, how was my first one such a unicorn, right? My first one, like I wasn't expecting for me to like meet somebody and fall in love, but I was expecting for me to meet somebody that I like and that I could consistently, you know what I'm saying, do what I need to do as a grown woman. Like that, yeah, I wanted that for sure, right? But I wasn't like out here on this app looking for the one. So like instantly right off the bat, I just felt like he could be a good provider, a good protector. He just had this energy about him that I just have not been able to find in anybody else, like since meeting him. And it's almost a little bit annoying to the fact, like it's been 2 years, you know, this was 2021, it's 2023, and I'm still low-key a little bit obsessed with this man. And you know, I be listening to the people on the little old lady on or not the old lady, the mature lady on TikTok, where she be like, if he don't call, if he don't text, if he not sending you nothing, he not doing, then he don't want you, right? So to make a long story short, I thought I had found the one, and then I even told him I thought he was the one. Lord, I'm gonna see if I can find the videos of that and put it in here. Told him I felt like he was the one, and I felt like that was probably the wrong thing to do. Like, I did not listen to, it's like I'm always rebelling, right? I'm always rebelling. It was like something told me, like everything within me was like, don't say that shit, right? Don't say that shit, don't do that. Like, just play it out, you know, play the game the way the game is supposed to be played. Let them chase you, right? Act hard to get, because you know that's what they say, men like, they like to chase, they like the thrill. It's not fun if you just give it to them, blah blah blah. So I didn't, and so based on what society says, what I told him about how I felt made me look desperate, and I could see that it made me look desperate because at the same time, it's like, girl, you don't even know me, so why is you sitting here and you telling me all this stuff that you think and that you feel about me, and you don't even know me? Meanwhile, I could be some kind of, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what he could be like other than what I thought he was, which was the perfect one. So I don't know, right? I've had people, the same time that I'm feeling the way I'm feeling about him, there's people in my inbox, you know what I'm saying, feeling the same way about me. And I'm like, y'all don't even know me. Y'all don't even know me, but y'all have this idea in your mind that I'm the one. And basically that's what it was. It was this whole idea in my mind that I thought he was the one. And because I never really like thoroughly like even tried to properly investigate to find out if he was, it was just like an assumption. Then I just kind of ran with that. And yeah, it caused unnecessary emotional chaos, right? So I thought he could have been, you know, the one or whatever, because it was just like I had been manifesting a particular person, right, to come into my life. And I didn't think it was gonna happen that night, but it was just like when I look and I read about the person that I was manifesting, I was like, this just like, it seemed like him. Like, even though I didn't really, like I said, investigate him too much, right? I thought it was him. But he just really was looking for that night, you know what I'm saying? Quick little night of experience, paid pleasure, paid experience. He got a good discount. He got a good rate on very good quality experience. And when it's all said and done, it's just, you know, it's another lesson, right? It's another lesson to add to the book of lessons. And it's like, I get it, right? I get it. I have to follow the rules in order to play the game. So recently, like, you know, this happened, and then we would contact each other. It would be like every 3 months I would contact him. We talk for like 2 seconds and then not talk no more. And then I contact him again. We talk for like 2 seconds, and I could tell that the fact that I have kids was something that was like, you know, kind of like, to him. Like, I get it, you know, not everybody wants to deal with somebody with kids, right? So I could tell, like, you know, like in different parts of our conversation, like things that kind of like threw him off or whatever, you know, me saying inappropriate stuff. So like I was saying, recently I had a dream about him to where I went to see him, and I was going to apologize for my childish behavior, right? And so I went there and I did that. I apologized to him, and I remember hugging him and embracing him, and then he was like around his family, right? And there was this woman. She was short. She had like reddish brown hair, and it went like about to her shoulders. She was kind of heavy chested, right? And she kept talking on behalf of him, like, yeah, he missed you, and he talked about you so much, but he was just so hurt by something you had did or had said to him that he couldn't reach out because he had been hurt too many times or some shit. I don't know. She was just talking on his behalf, but she was talking to me like she had known me, like he talked about me a lot, and that like she pretty much, you know, whoever she was to him, auntie, sister, cousin, mother, grandma, like she wasn't like super old, but she was a mature woman, like talking on behalf of him. And then there was like other people around too that was his family. And so I'm just like walking around their house, but it's like their house is probably like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's an established person now. Well, I feel like I know I don't know what he is, but I feel like I know he's relatively established now. But it was like, this was like going into the past, and it was like a family house. It was like, you could tell there was a lot of love in there, but you could also tell like, that it was like humble, you know what I'm saying? So she's like talking to me, and like while she's talking to me, we're like walking around. But yeah, she was just like, I'm so glad that y'all finally made up. And you know what I'm saying? It was like I had got an invite into the family through a dream. And so I was like, wow, that's crazy. And of course I wanted to tell him, but I was like, I've already said so much, you know what I'm saying, weird stuff already. Let me not keep being weird. So I just, you know, sent him a little general message that I was sending him love, because in order for me to not like overly think about him, giving him my energy, then I have to at least like just reach out. Like, even if I don't know what's gonna come back, I just have to go ahead and do it. So that's what I did after I had that dream or whatever. And that's it for this story time. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.